what about some hybrid cases for the things like LinkedIn or Uber, where indeed the vast majority of what we are doing is within the app, so it's not indexed anyhow, but still some part of the system is indexable, right? If you're looking for specific names, Googling them, then you can find a specific name. You cannot find the content posts, for example, of that particular person, but you can find the profile. So there is a need on the market for like hybrid solutions. And so right now, also from your perspective, what's your take on that, right?
Sure. Well, I mean, and obviously the first thing is, just by the nature of the web, like I see our apps all the time where people have, some, example.com and then they have app.example.com. And being able to link between those two things or help.example.com. So like being able to segment your application is just the nature of the web and how easy it is to link back and forth between different kinds of content is great. But even beyond that, and this is a feature we announced in 2023 at I/O, is content embedding. And so we had a great example using Angular, our friends in the Angular team here at Google, the ability to embed a Flutter web experience. We've always been able to do an iframe. Again, this is the beauty of the web. You can compose things. And we went another layer deeper and actually allowing you to, instead of taking over the whole web app, you can actually just embed within a div, within any kind of DOM element, and embed a Flutter web experience. And so I think what's great about that is maybe you have a very content-forward site that you want indexing and all the things. Just HTML flow works great. But you want some rich piece of functionality, whether it's highly interactive or highly visual or nonlinear, or you want to share code with your mobile experience. It's very easy to drop in and do one widget, one div that's a Flutter experience. And so then you can get the benefit of both worlds. And again, instead of thinking back 10 or 15 years, something where you would use Silverlight or Flash before, now you can use standardized web technology. It's WebGL, it's WebAssembly or JavaScript in a div, and have that rich experience. And then we've seen a number of users be really happy with that, because then they can use these rich experiences that they built maybe for mobile or maybe for desktop, and it's relatively straightforward to get working on the web.
Right. Get the best of the worlds, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
And not having to duplicate. Like that hero experience, that complicated experience is usually an amazing amount of work, because you want to have this very cool, whether it's configuring your car or some kind of shopping experience, whatever it is, you want to have this highlight experience. And the last thing you want to do is implement that 2 times or 3 times.
Right. I mean, that's the whole beauty of cross-platform development as such, right?
Yeah.
Actually, the scenario of making embeddings into the existing web platforms is also good from the perspective of starting with Flutter for Web, right? If we are considering some mature product that are later in the market, and instead of redoing them fully in Flutter for Web and making the whole new transition, this is also an opportunity to make it step by step, right?
Yeah, what's great is that's a great example of, we already see that on the native side, right? So Google Earth is already a great example of a team that had an existing huge asset in their 3D engine that they compiled the WebAssembly on the web, and they run natively in iOS and Android, but they just wanted to share code and experience. So they didn't have to throw everything away and go pure Flutter. They could do a hybrid thing where they maintain their existing C++ investment and then use Flutter for the side widgets and everything else. And so likewise on the web, you can incrementally adopt. And so we've had that solution, and we have a number of teams internally as well that use that feature. I think Google Classroom does that, where part of their code is still native and part of it's Flutter, and they integrate the two things. It's even easier on the web, because the web by default was designed for composition.